Hey everybody, the Banga's back. Welcome to part 44 of Let's Play Golden Sun: The Lost Age, brought to you by GameAnyone.com. Alright, this is the eastern part of Lemuria, and Lumpa invited us to his tower. Unfortunately, the door was open, so we had to, go in through a window. He was nice enough to open a window for us, and don't worry about these pathways, they take you to the exact same room. Honestly, I'm amazed that anyone can travel so far across the world in this age. You'd be surprised. Say, Piers isn't with you. Why not?
His mother passed away. He's gone to visit her grave.
Of course. His mother. He loved her dearly. A terrible loss. It must be hard on him. You think? Well, Piers may not be here, but we still have much to discuss. If Piers brought you, you must be working to break the seal on alchemy, right? Yep. Ah, Piers has done quite well in finding you. What mission could the good King Hydros have assigned to Piers? What? Piers has told you nothing of his mission? Really? So, you actually have nothing at all to do with alchemy?
Our parents were kidnapped by the Fire Clan, far to the north. We were only firing the lighthouse beacons to gain their freedom.
King Hydros told me that Venus and Mercury have been ignited once again. Was that your doing? Sort of. I'm afraid I know nothing of any Northern Fire Clan. But that doesn't explain you, sir. You're clearly not related to these two. What are your goals?
Creighton joined us on this quest on behalf of Lord Bobby of Tolby.
Bobby? I only know of one man named Bobby, but it couldn't... Master Lumpa! The Bobby we speak of is the same man you knew long ago. Ah, so he's still out there, living in the outside world? Well, was. Well, that might not be the most accurate way of putting it. Most accurate? My, you certainly have an odd way of turning a phrase. He was living, yes. Until recently, that is. So, Bobby passed away, but only recently, you say? When he finally ran out of his mystic drafts, his spirit began to wane. Then, I no longer know anyone in the world outside.
But, aren't you Lumpa, the righteous thief?
I was called that once, long, long ago. Why do you ask?
I'll bet there's at least one person in the outside world whom you still know.
Who would that be?
There's a town called Lumpa in northern Angara. A man named Donpa lives there.
I settled that village. And Donpa, he is my son. Now your grandson, Dodonpa, rules over your village. Well, used to. Rules? Rules is an ill-sounding word.
But it's an accurate one, Lumpa. Dodonpa is an evil thief who has caused much trouble in Angara.
What has become of my son? How could he permit such a thing to happen? Master Lumpa, don't you have any idea how old Donpa is? He is as I am, an old man. He may be older even than I.
If this news outrages you, why don't you go and set Dodonpa straight?
If only I could.
Is this the only reason we're here? To bring news of the outside world?
No. Yes. I am sorry we were sidetracked. We have much more to discuss. But before we begin, there is one thing I must say. You don't mind, do you, Felix? Not at all. I knew you'd agree. I have discussed this with none but Felix, but I have my own reasons for this quest.
What do you mean?
Only that I have my own reasons for wanting to see the beacons lit again.
Why are you telling us all of this now?
Because I feel this quest is deeply linked to Lemuria. I thought it odd that Lord Babby should order me to research alchemy.
Hey, wait a minute. Is this what you promised to tell us once we reach Lemuria?
Yes. May I continue? Long ago, before alchemy's power was sealed, there were many civilizations as advanced and cultivated as Lemuria. At the moment that alchemy was sealed away, most of those civilizations began to wane, until eventually they vanished. I have formed certain theories now, suggesting that this may be related to the seal on alchemy.
Let me get this straight. You felt you couldn't tell us this until we were in Lemuria? And you only wanted to come to Lemuria to test your theories and see if they were true. But even if everything you said is true, what does it all mean?
If your theories are correct, the world itself will wane and vanish, won't it, Kraden? Piers never spoke of this to you, did he? If you came to this theory on your own, you are indeed a wise scholar. We would do well to trust you. What do you mean? King Hydros and I, as well as others in Lemuria, hold the same beliefs that you do, Kraden. You do? Civilizations thrive by building upon the knowledge of the past. Knowledge gained in one generation should be taken even further by the next. Thus, knowledge and learning continue to grow. This is the natural course of civilization. But where is the world today? The great civilizations of old have all withered and vanished. We are all isolated and alone. You have encountered many cultures in your travels. Are any of them capable of building the great sanctums and lighthouses you have seen? No. No, they are not. But this is not the only sign of the decay you have theorized. I think it best that you hear the rest directly from His Majesty, King Hydros. Yes, Kraden. We shall go to visit the king. But King Hydros is in council with Lord Conservato. We might not be allowed in. Conservato? That fool! He refuses to acknowledge what he can see with his own eyes. I will meet with the king and press our evidence upon Conservato. Come with me. Ah, stupid door! Ah! Ha! At last, you are open. To the king's chambers. Okay.
Limpa ought to be as old as Lord Babby was, but he has so much energy. He's got a fire in him.
I do wish I could have heard more about Lord Babby, though. But come, Felix, to the king's palace we go. I mean, sure, Lumpa is pretty old, but I mean, he spent all this time in Lemuria, therefore time was going a lot slower. Therefore, he could not have aged that fast. That's one theory. To the palace!
If you seek the counsel of His Highness the King, follow this passage to the doors at the end.
Wow, this is a very nice palace here. And we've heard this track a couple times in Golden Sun 1 as well.
His Highness never leaves a meeting with Conservato in a good mood. Good luck!
Luck is for losers, but we'll be fine. King Hydros is the wisest of all the Lemurian kings. But I understand why Conservato and his Senate oppose the king's plans.
Oh, really?
Do tell why. His Highness is worried that Lemuria will wither away. What a ridiculous notion.
But it's obviously withering away.
Here's a book called Alchemy and Ancient Civilization Part 1. Through the the use of alchemy, civilization undergoes great growth and improvement. And without alchemy, obviously, that's not happening. Ooh, part 2. Those who master alchemy shall master the world. Ooh, awesome. The history of Lemuria. Only traces of the once brilliant land of Lemuria remain today, which is pretty obvious. Elemental Lighthouses. The beacons of the 4 elemental lighthouses brighten the fringes of Weyard. A book called The Great Lemurian People. The chosen master of water will be a native son of Lemuria. Hopefully that'll be Piers someday. Well, I mean, he has plenty of good synergy. I'm sure he'll do just fine. I hope. Ooh, another lucky medal. Ah, nice. What's with all these bathrobes? Where are the baths? That's a bit weird. But I mean, I'm guessing they can bathe wherever they want. It's none of our business. He is still in chambers of Lord Conservato. Why is he granting them entrance? Because we're awesome, that's why. You are Lord Felix, correct? Yup. It would seem the warriors of which you spoke have arrived. So it would, Your Highness. I shall call them to us immediately. There is no need, Lumpa. Let us go to them. Hydros! Would you see me dishonored thus? They ought to present themselves to us. Okay, so the guy with the glasses must be Conservato. I do not go to present myself to them, Conservato. I am merely going to where they are. I have something that I wish to show everyone. Regardless of your reasons, sire, I will not go to them. I didn't want you near us anyway. Do as you will, Conservato. Asshole. However, we shall go. Yeah, Piers is with him. I heard of your arrival. It is quite remarkable that you were able to reach Lemuria. Welcome. Allow me to introduce my companions. This is Sheba, Jenna, Felix, and Kraden. Oh, my neck! Kraden is the one who tells me of the outside world civilizations, of their condition. Ah, Kraden. Lumpa describes you as a remarkable scholar. Your research impressed us. Thank you, Your Highness. Your theories are correct. Our world is now on a path to destruction. And who has decided this? You, Hydros? He's the king! Some civilizations have vanished, surely. But that is the way of the outside world. Look around you. Lemuria remains unchanged. Don't delude yourself. Lemuria has been in slow decline for ages now. But that can wait. My most trusted scholars have reached this conclusion after extensive research. I sent Piers to confirm this for me. So you admit it, Hydros. You violated the directive of the Senate. You used the tidal wave as your chance to send Piers away, despite our commands. You are incorrect. The tidal wave carried me away by chance alone. Conservato, you must know that the tidal wave was caused by Poseidon's return. Only a fool would have chosen to send a man to see if he knew that this would have happened. What was it that you intended to have Piers confirm? Ooh, PowerPoint presentation! I didn't know that existed in Lemuria. This map shows the ancient world, when Lemuria still traded with people on the many continents. It was a great age, a time when the world shined brightly. And this is the map Lumpa had with him when he arrived in Lemuria 150 years ago. I use this map to sail around the world. It is quite accurate. Incredible! You understand, Kraden. What do you understand?
Well, unless my eyes deceive me, the continents have shrunk since the Golden Age.
That's insane! It is not insane. It is true. Perhaps this will make the points more clearly. Look at these two maps side by side.
There's no mistaking it. The continents on Lumpa's map are clearly smaller.
Lies! Nothing but lies! What is it up with you, like, conservative-like people that ignore facts and go only for ideals? It's right there!
What do you hope to gain from foisting these lies upon our people?
You know well that I hope to gain nothing more than the truth, Conservato.
And who do you expect will believe such nonsense?
Everyone. If you do not believe the evidence before your eyes, what do you believe? Do you believe the Lemurian map to be accurate to this day? Tell me, Piers, you were able to investigate this matter, were you not?
Thanks to Felix and my companions, I was able to travel much of the Eastern Sea.
And what did you find?
I found in truth that Lumpa's map is the more accurate of the two. However, the world seems even smaller now than it appears on Lumpa's map.
What are you saying?
Time itself has stopped. Think of Weyard as a living, breathing being, possessing its own life force. The four elements are the nourishment needed to sustain this being.
Kraden, this is exactly what King Hydros himself has said to me. Ever since alchemy was sealed away, the world has been cut off from its nourishment. It has gone into a state akin to hibernation.
By using less energy, Weyard prolongs its life.
Yet, when hibernating, the being has only stopped its own clock, not the flow of time around it.
When a bear sleeps through the winter, it needs only wait for spring to come. When it awakens, it can nourish its weakened body again.
But if spring never comes, the bear will eventually die. That might make people like Stephen Colbert happy, because he hates bears. Weyard is wasting away, its continent shrinking, because its spring has never come.
Hydros, how can you make such outrageous claims? The world is not alive!
Tell me, Conservato, why do you think Poseidon has returned?
Do you have the answer, Hydros?
I asked you! The Elemental Lighthouses. Felix and his companions have lit the beacons on both Mercury and Venus Lighthouse. No he didn't. It was a different group. Well, technically, Felix was part of the group that did light Mercury Lighthouse. Oh wait, he did light Venus Lighthouse too. That makes perfect sense.
What? Have you any idea what will happen if you set that evil loose upon the world again?
Oh yeah.
You know that it could bring about the destruction of the world, and yet you did it anyway?
Could, not would.
My lord, you cannot possibly intend for these people to light the remaining beacons!
I do indeed, Conservato, and I also fear the possibility that alchemy will destroy the world. But I cannot stand by, knowing that as I do, that the world will wither and die if we do not act.
This is madness, Hydros! Does the threat of alchemy mean so little to you? Would you put the world in even greater danger to satisfy your theories?
You're doing the same, Conservato!
With only 2 of the beacons lit, I assume you intend to send Piers out again?
And I will go, Lord Conservato. Felix has need of my power.
Then go, Piers. But if you do, say farewell, for you will never be able to return. You will be banished from Lemuria forever. You know our laws. Are you prepared for the outcome? I myself am disgusted by the whole matter. I take my leave of you, Hydros.
Please let it be forever.
But I warn you, I will not permit you to go through with this madness.
Come on, challenge us then! I dare ya!
What will you do, Your Highness? I knew this outcome was inevitable. But I could not sit silent while our world drifted down the path of its destruction. I want you to light the remaining beacons before you return.
That's what we intend to do, but we cannot leave the Eastern Sea.
I have already heard of this problem from Piers.
Where'd you get that chest from?
This is something I found by accident in some ruins back in my days as a thief. I'm not sure what it is, but it seems to contain some powerful synergy.
Seems to? You are not certain?
It is a synergy that we Lemurians are unable to use. I understand you travel with many different kinds of adepts, do you not, Felix?
If we include Piers in our numbers, we have one adept for each of the four elements.
Then at least one of you should be able to use the synergy that this contains. King Hydros believes the item can only be wielded by one who wields synergy of the earth. If I am not mistaken, it is a powerful synergy we call Grind. If you master the synergy, the reefs that block your way shall pose no trouble anymore. With Grind, you should be able to create a path by which you can sail into the Western Sea. Go, brave adepts. By your hands, may the remaining lighthouses burn bright once more. That synergy is quite powerful. It can only be trusted to a very few people.
More powerful?
That His Highness has given it to you should illustrate how great his expectations are. I have no doubt that your journey will be fraught with ever-increasing danger. Well, that's how RPGs work. But we are counting on you, Felix.
Come on, join us too. Oh, you won't join us?
Ah, the Grindstone.
Hey, what is up here anyway?
Oh, this is probably just like the outside? No. The Diary of Hydros. Piers is most definitely still alive. I pray for a safe return.
Oh, I feel so bad reading someone's diary.
A nice view, though. Okay, I did see one person on the outside.
Man, where did they get that TV on the floor? That's gotta hurt one's neck just watching it all the time. If you and Lumpa were all to leave Lemuria, I think we'd have peace and quiet here again. Why, he's noisy? Jeez, you guys are not very hospitable, wanting us to leave. Because you want peace and quiet? Then you'll be bored. So you're never happy! Well, I guess we ought to leave now. I mean, we're done here. Wait a minute. Let's see. The Psy Crystal. What do you have? Give that to Jenna. And Grindstone has to go to Felix. Now we just leave. I mean, we're done here for now, but I mean, I can come back anytime just to get more stuff with the lucky medals. But I'll do that later once I have more room and a greater purpose to do so. I did pick up Eclipse, which was very important. So I'd like to get as many summons as possible. What are you doing? Felix, are we setting off now? Oh yeah. Then to sea we go! Piers? Yes, Sheba, what is it? There's something I've been meaning to ask you. Something I have to ask you. Ask me, Sheba. You and I look roughly the same age, but how old are you really? Is that your question, Sheba? It's not important. It is to me. If you're much older than us, then I'm afraid we've not shown you the proper respect. She's got a point. Don't worry about such things. Please, treat me as you have all along. No, that won't do. You have to tell us. What? Come now. This is silly. No, Piers. Tell me.
You're afraid you haven't shown me the proper respect, and yet you make demands of me?
Come on, Piers, you can tell us. How old are you, really?
This has nothing to do with respect. You just want to know how old I am, don't you?
Hehe.
Oh, I knew it! Come on, Felix. Can't you get them off my back? I don't respond. Sorry. You're in this too, aren't you, Felix? I've had it with your conspiracies. I will not tell you.
Unfortunately, I could not control the flow of the dialogue. That is why I was reading faster than I'd like to. Okay, but before we go, there was that stone we saw much earlier. These are the stones you can use grind on. In fact, we saw one of those near the Gondolin cliffs, if I remember correctly, when I was crossing. So safe to say, we can reach the cliffs by boat as well. But now, I don't have to go this way, but it'll be a good idea to do just that. In fact, there are more boats over here. Another dock. Therefore, another area of Lemuria we can check out. Okay, so this must be the ancient part of Lemuria right here. What you want to do is use Cyclone over here on that particular weed. And you can find yourselves a Mercury Ginny. Obviously, it hid in that statue. It doesn't really do a good job of hiding. So use Tremor. And there we go. Hey, would you like to join us? Haha, now we got the Mercury Ginny rhyme. Yeah, we can trade those now. Okay, Seal a Foe's Synergy. That seems very effective. Works better than Bind. And now Piers has more gene than us, for a total of 7 on him. Everyone else got 6. So now we can finally leave. And we'll definitely be using Grind to actually leave. Therefore, we have to head back to the Sea of Time. Oh, why am I going that way? I'll probably end up going to Yalam or somewhere on my own time to forge some of this stuff. On my own time, of course, by the way. I mean, I gotta sell some stuff, maybe buy some things there and there. I'll be quite busy before we head for the Western Sea, let me tell you that much right now. But I might as well just keep going until we actually escape. This is how you do it. I don't know if this is exactly the only way, but this is the one that I remember. You just go west over here. Looks like I need to use grind again. Man, I'm doing so much grinding, I might as well be giving lap dances. Okay, I never want to do lap dances. It would just seem very awkward if I did them. Anyways, we're finally out! Alright, I'm gonna stop the video right here, and next part I'll probably get rid of some stuff. Well, actually, I'll do that in between parts, and then I'll meet you back here in Gondolin Cliffs. This time by boat. See ya!